Hi, in this video I wanted to talk to you a little more about using heading styles in your paragraph dialog box. There's a concept called accessibility, and that pertains to the way people access information in your documents. Now I have a document here on my desktop that is short. It's just one page, and it just has a few headings, a few sections. And I've created this for the benefit of sort of walking you through what this concept of accessibility means. Now, accessibility we usually associate with terms like ADA, Americans with Disability Act. Now, individuals who are protected under the American Disability Act have rights that are supposed to be protected for them, and those rights pertain to information that is produced for public information and perusal. So if you're an educational institution, you're probably well familiar with the need to keep your documents in compliance with ADA protections. And ADA protections mean that somebody can, specifically in relation to you and what you're doing with a document, somebody would be able to access all of the information in your document in an easy and convenient and fast way. Now, somebody who is low vision or no vision is an individual who would be protected under the Americans with Disability Act. And that person would likely have vision problems that would prevent them from reading your document. Now imagine you're a student at a university and you need to read documents all the time. You need to read papers and homework and reports and essays and everything you can imagine, and websites and website interfaces. Anything that you as a sighted person can see and read and gain some sort of knowledge from, accessing information, is you're lucky you're able to do it. Now, individuals who are low-sighted or no-sighted will often use a device called a screen reading device to access information that's in print or on the web. And what that device does is it basically goes into the document and reads it from beginning to end to them. There's probably ways in a screen reading device where the user can fast forward through sections, but it's not going to be an intuitive process if there are no headings or anything in the document to mark headings for the benefit of a screen reading device. And that's where I come to this point about using headers. Now, headers can be viewed in a navigation pane. And I've gone over the navigation pane with you before in another video, but the navigation pane marks headers or orders them in your page and will bring a reader directly to that content when they click on a header. Right? Now this is only one page, so I'm not flipping through 100 pages here, but if I had, a 50-page document and I had 25 different headers, then you would see that each one of these, when I click on it, it brings me right to that section in a document. Now, for screen reading devices, they can access the codes that are embedded in your Word document. You don't see them. It's somewhere in the algorithm. But those screen reading devices can access those codes and find them in a document, and they will read them out loud to the individual who's using the device, and then that individual can select whether or not to go to that heading section. So they really, are helpful for that reason. And just for a quick review on how we, embed headings and titles and these sorts of things in our document, let's review quickly the styles paragraph window up here. Let's close this one and just use the bigger one up here for now. Okay, now you can see when I open the styles dialog box that there are any number of different heading styles and paragraph styles that you can use. And only in the navigation box, the navigation will only show heading levels. It won't show like normal text, which would be this type of information here, like the normal text in your document. It only keeps track of headings and sections, okay? But if you were to use some of the other tags, when you uh, export this, say, as a PDF, as an Acrobat document, there will be more tags added to the document that will help somebody with a screen reader device get through that PDF. And we'll look at that in just a minute. Okay, but let's review here again, sort of like how we can add these paragraph styles. I've already added them all to this list because I wanted to show them to you displayed already. But just to show you how I added them, you can click in the line of text or highlight the whole line of text, expand your window, and for the title of this document, I selected the title tag. And do title, use all of the paragraph styles you can, because even though they don't show up in the navigation window here, they will show up in a PDF document and make that more accessible to somebody using a screen reader device. All right, now I have, the dairy section here is heading level 1, another heading level 1, another heading level 1 here, and underneath that I've marked these subheadings with, oops, that should be a heading level 2. Let's make that a 2. Okay, there you go. See, in the navigation style, it's right under dairy section, along with all the other ones that I know are marked as heading level 2. Okay, now I don't have these marked as normal. They're just normal text. They won't show up in your navigation pane. Now, heading, again, here's a heading level 1, a heading level 2, and so on throughout the whole paper. And you can see I've got, 3 heading level 1 here, and I have 4 of the subheadings over in the navigation pane. All right, and so again, the whole point of the navigation pane is if this were, say, a 150-page document, it would help somebody get right to that information. Now, that person, if they're sighted, is benefiting from the fact that they can use this navigation pane and they can read it and they can contextualize information because they see it organized in this list that's hierarchically ordered. Now, if your document isn't tagged, how would a non-sighted person who's using a screen reading device navigate through your paper? Well, what happens is the screen reading device reads through the whole thing from line 1 to, the end of the document. And if it's a 400-page document, like, you can't have an individual trying to jump around your paper and read important parts in that sort of way. That's not accessible. That's not in the spirit of creating documents that are accessible to them. So what they can do is, if you have your paragraphs and your headings styled, using heading styles and titles and so forth, is that the screen reading device will find those headings and will bring them right to that heading. It will read the headings to them. First of all, it'll go like heading 1, dairy section, heading 2, refrigerated, heading 1, bread aisle, heading 2, breakfast spreads. Okay, so it's not only, just reading the headings that's important to the individual, it's contextualizing where the information is in your paper. So, suppose this was a medical journal that you had written and there's some kind of chemical formula, and the person knows that information is in your paper, but they don't remember where, right? If they can have the headings read to them, then they can contextualize, okay, formulas are going to be in the section called chemical formulations, right? That makes the document accessible to them, and that's the spirit of making your paper or your long documents accessible to individuals who are using screen reading devices who are protected under the Americans with Disability Act. All right, now let's talk about what headings and the other paragraph styles do for PDF documents. Now, I'm going to just save this document and I'm going to export it here as a PDF so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. The fastest way to export, I think, is just use this Acrobat tab here and select Create PDF. All right, and just save it in your, let me see, I need to save this in the correct file, and that's not it. Let me just scroll down here and get to my Words tutorial folder. Here we go. And okay, grocery list PDF, save. Now it's making the PDF and it's going to pop right up here on my screen, and I'm just going to pull it down for you. Okay, now this looks just, just sort of like our Word document. But now we have navigation in here that somebody can use with a screen reading device, and it's called bookmarks. Okay, and I'm not trying to be funny. I mean, you may not be aware that your paper has bookmarks. A long PDF will have bookmarks. Some people don't use the heading style, so they don't have bookmarks, and then they have to go. If they want their paper to be navigable, they have to go all through the paper and add the bookmarks manually. Once they're in the PDF, and you can do that, but it takes a lot of time. I think it's better to just do it at the point of creation over in the Word document. But suppose you only have the PDF, you don't have the Word, then you can add the bookmarks that way. But anyway, what I'm getting at here is that a screen reading device can go through a PDF document and use these bookmarks and find information right away and jump right to that information. And it will do the same thing as it does in the Word document. Let's see if we can get down a little bit in more of a macro level if we label the normal text in the Word document. I'm just going to close this for a second, and let's go back here and style these as, now I don't know if we can use bullets and style them as, let me just pull down my tools here. I don't know if we can use these as bullets and style them. I don't have the bullet style in here anymore, but I'll just label them normal. Okay. And let me see if I add text and I modify the normal. That should be okay. All right, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to do normal, and I better do this as a normal tag too. I don't think the numbers are going to come over that way. But let's just say that these are normal. We'll see if the normal tags come over in the PDF, and you can watch. I'm learning this too, so I've done certainly many of these in my career working as an instructional designer, but I haven't done it in a while. So let's just have a look here and see if there's a benefit to using the normal tag. That's what we would call it, and when we're referring to these tools or these bits of information that the Microsoft Word program embeds in your document that makes it accessible to the screen reader device. We call it a tag. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to save this. I'll just show you saving, and I'll export it again as that same PDF. I'll just save right over it. Create PDF. Grocery list. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but in the meantime, maybe you can still see the benefit of using the headers to create the bookmarks in your PDF. At least you would have the bookmarks, okay, for the heading sections. Now I don't know if it will do the normal text or not. It doesn't do the normal text, but say you started the screen reading device on refrigerated, it will read that whole section to the individual, and that will be a lot more accessible than having nothing, no sort of indication at all to the screen reading device. Now, I do happen to know, I'm not going to go over this right now, but I do know that there are ways that I could get into this PDF document and embed those tags myself for each line of, for each item in here. I could call it a bullet, and it'll read off bullet list to the screen reading through the screen reader device to the individual. But that's a lot more in depth, and it's more than what we need for this one video. I do think it's enough for you to start thinking about accessibility in your documents, and you know, the difference this can make to an individual who needs to use a screen reading device. And don't forget too that it's not just individuals who have a reading, you know, disability or a no vision, low vision situation that use screen reading devices or applications, because a lot of these, you know, a lot of times you can just use a regular PDF reader application, you know, to read your document. And it could be somebody who just wants to use those type of devices or applications to listen to your PDF to be read to them. And it will also be a benefit to them if they can navigate through your document more quickly. You know, it's also students who are tired of reading. You know, medical students have a lot of reading and a lot of homework, and their eyes get tired. And sometimes it's just easier for them to read your document. Also, people who are memorizing information in a paper might like to have it read over and over to them. So there's a lot of benefits, and well, I hope you learned something in this video. If you find it useful to you, give it a thumbs up, and do remember that many people are going to try to access your longer documents, and you know, they have the right to be able to access information in an easy, convenient, and logical way, just like individuals who are sighted and have you know, no problem navigating through a document just through reading it quickly. All right, well, that's it. Have a good day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.